Hi, we're the Bowser family,
I'm Sarah.
and I'm Ben, and this is our Fertility Diary.
I've been struggling with infertility since I was about 23 years old. With my first marriage, we had gone through a few rounds of fertility drugs and tried those and tried other things, and nothing just seemed to work. And eventually, my marriage just kind of came to an end. And then I got divorced. And then I decided to go back to college, and that's when I met Ben.
Like Sarah, I was married before, and we struggled with fertility in my first marriage. We did a number of rounds of IUI, and it just never worked. It's when you want something and it just doesn't work. It puts a lot of stress into a marriage, a lot of strain. Granted, we got married very, very young, younger than we should have been to get married. But ultimately, that marriage fell apart, and I went back to school. I went back to college in my late 20s, and I wound up, on campus a lot, and ran into Sarah, and we started dating, and ultimately got married, and now we're here to this point.
Ben and I got married in July of 2011, and we both really wanted to start and try for our own family. And through many months and years of unsuccessfulness, my gynecologist referred me to the fertility clinic, and we went there together, and we did 4 rounds of IUI that were unsuccessful. It was kind of hardening. My brother and sister-in-law, they also had fertility issues, and their IUI worked. So, good for them. I'm happy. A handsome little boy. My sister, she has 2 babies. And both of them were natural. She did have some fertility issues when she was trying, and they were unsuccessful. So we call hers the little miracle babies. And, sorry. I've been through all the tests. It's kind of maddening sometimes, because when everything's there, everything's functioning, but the outcome is not what you want. So we feel, and after speaking with doctors, that IVF is our last choice, our last option to try to have a baby of our own. Sorry. We've had money set aside, but we've used it all for the IUI, and the medications, and the testing, and the ultrasounds. And so when this came on to Fox 17, we were really excited to do this, to make this video, to make one of our dreams come true. So we can have a little family, our little baby Bowser. And then my husband mentioned before, we call it the Baby Bowser Project. We started a GoFundMe page, and a lot of friends and family have donated, and it's great to see the support that we get from everybody. And this is something that we really, really want. And we'd be great parents.
She will be an excellent, excellent mother. Sometimes we get our nephews, to stay for the weekend, and her mothering instinct is second to none. It's one of those things where I think for her it's kind of cathartic. And for me, on some level, I suppose it's kind of cathartic, but at the same time, it's kind of painful. I'm going on almost 20 years of trying to have a baby. That's a long time. You try and try and try, and it's not even just for me. I know my wife wants a baby more than anything in the world, and I want to be able to give her that baby. And at this point, the only option left is IVF, and financially, it at this point is a little out of reach for us. It hurts because we don't have a baby, and we haven't been successful, and it hurts that I know if there's one thing I could give my wife, it's a baby, and it's almost beyond my control to do something like that, to make her happy and kind of fulfill our family. It's heartbreaking. For the better part of my adult life, I have tried to have a baby. Not just to fulfill a need for me, but also to fulfill that need for my wife. I hear stories on the radio, see stories on TV about couples that are having babies. I hear people ecstatic about having a baby. I also hear people, complaining about having a baby or another baby, or complaining about having children, and that is just baffling to me. Every time someone close to us, relative or friend, or people that we just are acquaintances with, find out they're having a baby, it's simultaneously gut-wrenching and joyous. There's been so many times that we thought, this is it, this is the month it's going to happen, and it all comes down to that morning trip to the restroom waiting for the test to run its cycle and have our hopes dashed yet again. It's disheartening. It's sad.
So today is a reminder that I'm not pregnant. It's sad. I'm sorry I'm emotional, but when you're on all these hormones and you are denied again something that your heart desires most, and that's one thing with infertility. It really makes you emotional, like you're on a roller coaster. Because sometimes, all the hormones you take, and when you go off them, and up and down, and it's a real struggle. But my husband, he's very supportive, and our family and friends, they support us, and our church, and we pray all the time, pray every day that our little baby Bowser miracle will happen, and we just keep praying that someday they will. And it gets hard because every time you find out that you're not pregnant, there's always news of somebody who is, and it's hard not to cry. And it's not that you're not happy. I mean, you're ecstatic because that's something that they want, or it was a surprise to them and they're just overjoyed, and you're joyful with them, but deep down it's still kind of hurt that you can't experience that joy either. And some of the things that I want most is to have someone call me mom, or put their little hand on my face and say that they love me. And so yeah, I struggle with this. My husband struggles. We struggle with this together, and he's my rock, because I crumble a lot. Every day's a new day, new hope, and I gotta get this day going. So, well, thanks.